Namaste. Good evening. I am back. I'm back with the series of the 18 inches journey from your heart to your head. And this will be part 3. Now, part 2, you can go to Facebook or Destiny Forever, or you can go to my YouTube page, Destiny Forever Walks, and you can pull up part 2, and you can pick up from where part 2 is, where I will begin today. Now, part 2, I got off into some things because my gut intuition and my subconscious self, my divine creator, was giving me a whole lot of information that I did not even put on my notes to be recorded to that video. So it was a divine appointment. Things I don't even remember that I said, but now I have to retract myself and try to find my path back to pick up on part 3. And this is what I will do right now. So I want to welcome everyone to Destiny Forever. This is also Saturday, May 25th, 2019. And I'm just want to get right back on to part 3. I want to get back into it because I only did a little bit of part 2 with what I had recorded in my notes, and it was a lot of things still fresh within my mind, within my soul, within my conscious self, that I knew I needed to finish getting this out right now. So I'm going to go as far as I can today. So I'm going to get started. Now, part 2, we were talking about, again, the relationship and connecting with our divine source, our divine creator, whoever your divine source and whoever your creator or whoever that you worship. You got to make that true connection. But regardless of whether making a true connection with your divine source or your creator, your God, your Lord, your Jesus, or whoever it is that you worship, you still must make that connection with the universe, nature. You have to get out into nature and connect, because that is where we were created from. The elements of the earth, the rocks and all this in the earth, the dirt, the gravel, the ground, energy, all this we were created from the earth, and we have to make that divine connection with the earth, Mother Nature. And you can go back to part 2 of that video and you'll see. But I'm going to move this right on because I was telling you in part 2, to know ourselves and to know that journey from our heart to our head, we got to start with the love center. That's the heart, because our divine source, our creator, our maker, our God, our Jesus, our Lord, he is all love, pure, genuine love, and he created us in love. So we have to go back where the love begins, if it's in our heart, because he's already there in our hearts. And we have to connect. He wants to connect us with the universe, because that's who we are. So trust the universe. Trust the universe. And like I said, we should want to trust the universe, because the universe is in us. We should want to spend time getting out into nature, getting out, learning who we are, learning our divine self and our divine creator. Because when we become connected with the source, our divine power and our self, then we will connect with our true divine consciousness state of being. And for us to do that, we have to connect with Mother Nature. And we have to submit ourselves to the universal laws, talking with nature. And I cannot tell you that more. It's okay to talk to nature. Just stand up and gaze up into the sun and gaze up into the clouds, into the sky, and just bare your heart. Bare your heart. Just talk to nature. Tell them what you're feeling. or wrap your arms around a tree and bare your heart, bare your soul, because the vibration of that tree, the vibration in the earth, the energy that will be evolving in the earth is already in you. And when you make that touch and that connection, it draws your being into it. So we want to submit, we want to talk with the universe, spending time and sharing the magnificent beauty and the plans for creation, for his creation. And as we grow to become our greater and better version of ourselves, we will become more separated and drawn away from the lower conscious state with that ego part of us. Just remember that dark night of the ego, that pride, that I part of us that wants to be in control. I mean, it truly wants to control our lives. And I'm not going to get off into all that. Let me get into this video. This is part 3. The 18 inches journey from our heart to our head. And the last time I showed you all the tape measuring where I measured from my head to my heart, and you saw how accurate it was, 18 inches. I hope you all went out there and did the same thing. Measure your head to your heart and see how many inches. You know, it comes very accurately. So I'm going to begin here. Now we must begin that significant journey of getting acquainted with our heart and our head chakras. And I want to explain more and more as I go into you about each chakra. Give you a little detail, especially the head chakra in the throat, the third eye, which is the pineal, and your crown chakra. I want to get into more details because that way you be understanding your spiritual body and how we were created and the purpose and why we were created. Because all of everything, the energy is already in us and it flows out of us. And that energy is vibrating. And we're always transcending and we're always trying to go into a higher place. We don't want to stay here in the lower state of us, you know. The ego part of us, the subconsciousness. That's the part that we came here on this earth. We were created from our lower density, the subconscious part of us. So we have to move from that part. And that's what the soul is yearning and it's pulling us and it's gravitating and it's trying to evolve us and keep us evolving. And we want us to be evolving so we can keep moving out of our lower state so we can grow into our divine conscious self. And we have to make that significant journey. And we have to keep moving and we have to keep growing. We have to keep asking questions. We got to keep letting ourselves know that I don't know it all. I don't know the answers. I don't have the answers. We got to admit that we are not all knowing. I don't have all the knowledge, but I know who does. And the creator of the universe and the universe within me and my ego will not come in and drain me from the knowledge and the ability and the energy that the universe has put in me so I can gain and attain all of this knowledge and all this power, because the power is from our creator and he's given us that power. So we got to snatch that power away from that ego. And you got to let it know, you go to your place and you stay there and you don't open your eyes to try to look around and see what the ego is pointing to you to do, or open your ears to hear what the ego is trying to tell you what to do. And I'm getting off this video again, off my notes again. I'm getting away from everything. Let me get back. This is what will happen when we make that connection, when we ground ourselves with nature, when we tune in to our divine creator. It will transform us from our sorrows and pain to the freedom and joy of growing into our greater and higher consciousness self. So, how do we know if we have made the commitment to put our trust and confidence in what our creator or our divine consciousness has to say? That's a great question. Do I need to repeat that? How do we know if we have made the commitment to put our trust, our confidence in what our Creator, our divine consciousness, or you want to call it Jesus, Lord, God, how do we do that? Put ourselves in that place to know what it has to say. First, there is a time when we must have realized that the Creator was not a part of our life. And we have to realize that, because when we were brought up in Christianity, we were brought up in the church, they told us that we had to invite Jesus into our hearts. So for us to invite someone into our hearts or into our territory, into our space, then we must have not known that person or that someone. You know what I'm saying? So there was a time in the beginning of our journey, we were asked to invite him into our heart, into our life. So, and that's what Christianity taught us. And we did that. I did that. I said, come into my heart. Be my personal Lord and Savior. And show me what you have for me to do in this life. And I made that. And I didn't know him. And like I said, we all didn't know him, but we did it. And we had trusted our teachers and our pastors and our teachers and all of those who taught us that, our parents and whoever that taught us that. We did it. We invited him into our hearts. So apparently we didn't know him for us to invite him. That's what I'm trying to really say. So that was the first beginning of our stay. Okay? So we must have realized that the Creator was not a part of our life. Because in the beginning of our journey, like I said, we asked him to come into our heart and to make that connection to our life. So the next question I'm going to ask, was the divine absence of our existence? Was the divine Creator, our source, our God, our Lord, our Jesus, whatever we choose to call him, was he absent of our existence? No, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I know he was not. He knew us. He knew everything about us because he created us out of his image and out of his likeness. He knew everything about us. It's just that we forgot. We absolutely, totally forgot. We fell asleep. Sleep got real good to us. And we got real comfortable to us because we had the ego soothing us and telling us, I got this and I'm taking you with me. But you just remember, when we get to where I'm taking you, all the credit goes to me. And let me not get off on that part. Oh, yes. So, we also at that time asked our Creator, our Lord, our God, or Jesus, like I said, whoever our faith that we believed in, we also asked him to forgive us for straying away. We said we were a sinner. Come into my life and make me the kind of person you want me to be. But we strayed away from his plans. So we asked for forgiveness for that. We asked for forgiveness that we went so far away from our purpose. And we asked him to come back and transform us into the person that he wants us to be. And reveal our life's purpose. Reveal our divine purpose. But I don't think we really never asked in our Christian faith, why did he bring us here? We didn't have no knowledge of understanding about that at all. So then that led to asking the divine Creator to transform us into that person that we were created or sent on this earth to be. And we trusted the religion of God that was teaching us all these things, all this teaching about how we were to invite him into our life. So we trusted all that. We trusted their teaching. We trusted their words. We trusted whatever they told us. Even when they gave us the Bible and they told us This is what we should read and how we should read it and how we should perceive it and how we should speak it out and share with other people. We trusted all that. We trusted it so much that we did exactly what we did. I was a preacher. I preached that word. I preached that Bible. I'm going to tell you, I could preach that Bible from the beginning of Genesis all the way to Revelation without even looking at the book. That's how much I have put myself into my faith at that time when I was brought into Christianity to believe that this was my life. I believed it. I believed this was me. And when they told me everything about who I was, I took that to heart. And I became a hard preacher. Well, I'm getting off on that again. But anyway, we were led to asking our divine creator to transform our lives. But we trusted every leader. We trusted our pastors. We trusted our Sunday school teachers. We trusted everyone at church. Our mothers of the church, our deacons of the church, whoever that had a word. We trusted, and all the time said we didn't question it, we didn't ask. We just went out there and we did exactly what it was told us to do. And we was like puppets on a string, and we gave us that little platform and we went for it. And we trusted them and we did exactly like they told us that we had to do and perform. And we did a great job at it. And we trusted them wholeheartedly. And we took that path and we took that journey down Christianity. And we walked that faith and we walked it out. We walked it out and we lived it. We lived it where we would let nobody come there and tell us that we were living a lie. Because that's all we knew. But when we were awakening, in our spiritual true awakening, when our divine creator, our divine source, revealed to us everything that we were ever taught, everything that we had ever learned in our life, everything we have learned from the day we were born, through the journey that was taken in our Christian faith, we were on the wrong path. We were being misled. We were being programmed. We were being guided down the wrong path. And we have been kept in that dark place, that dark night of our ego, because our ego wants to keep us suppressed so we wouldn't rise to our conscious being, so we would never connect with our soul. But that's where our creator and our divine self was waiting for us to grow and learn. But when we awaken in our spiritual awakening and we started a spiritual journey, that's when we became dumb. More dumb than ever, because the creator was trying to bring us into the knowledge. And now we became really ignorant. And that's when we experienced the spirituality of the truth, of the reality of really our true identity, of who we really were and who we really are and who we were sent on this earth to be. And the creator was trying to reveal all of that to us, but we became all knowing. We came to say, I got the knowledge, I know it all. And we didn't want to listen. As we were trying to embark upon our divine conscious self, we became weak. We became weak in our faith. We became weak in our beliefs. And we became ignorant of ourselves and who we were. Now, no longer now, we having our spiritual guides and our spiritual leaders and our pastors and our teachers and everyone in our Christian faith to tell us. Now our soul was trying to guide us into the truth, but we weren't ready to give up the ego. We had lived with the ego so long. We weren't ready to connect with the heart center, the love of the creator, our divine source, our power. We weren't comfortable with that. So we want to stay in that state of place where we want to make our own decisions now, apart and separate from where our creators and our divine source are trying to lead us. So let me ask you, what happened that we gave up all of this? That we gave up all of this knowledge, all this power that our source and our divine consciousness was trying to reveal to us. What made us want to give it up? Once he reveals it, he awakened us. And we started trusting in our flesh. Instead of trusting in the sure words of our Maker, our Creator, and our divine self, our ego had control still, because it was pulling us away from the soul consciousness, and it was trying to pull us back down here and suppress us in our subconscious state. And we were just fighting because I want to stay with the ego. I'm comfortable. And we was fighting against our divine source, divine knowledge. And we wouldn't listen to our divine creator, to the wisdom and knowledge of the divine creator. Or we would listen to the negative words and our negative thoughts of ourselves and other people. And we rather to listen and stay in that state and get out there and just make our platform and to support it. But the soul kept fighting and trying to draw us toward our higher spiritual being. And the divine creator created us. He knows everything about us, every part of our being, every fabric in our lives. He made us out of his image and his likeness, and he put everything in us. So everything that we needed was in us. But it's just that the ego had deprogrammed it and had reprogrammed it and had programmed it to fit its agenda. So we can give the pat and the kudos and the praise to the ego. So we could die of our spiritual self and our conscious state of being. And our Creator loved us. And it will never lie to us. It will never leave us astray. It will never leave us, nor will it forsake us. All it wants us to do, grow up from that lower consciousness state, the lower density, the subconscious part, and become our divine and consciousness self. Let your conscious be your guide. I hope you all getting something from this. This is part 3. Therefore, I urge us to trust in our Creator, our divine source, our Maker, with all our heart, and lean not to our own understanding. Trust the universe. Trust the power that He has put in us. Trust the wisdom, the guidance, the knowledge, the understanding. He is wisdom. He's all-knowing. And that's where He's got to get us from the heart all the way to our all-knowing self, to our higher state of being, to our consciousness, our fully conscious self, our spiritual center, which is our light. And head knowledge can be a trip down memory lane unless we learn how to apply it. And that's what this video is all about. It's teaching you how to apply it from your heart, the love center, the love of our Creator. How to apply it from our heart so that our head can guide us into all truth, into all revelations, and into understanding of our divine Creator and of our divine consciousness selves. So, don't leap into making rational decisions coming from our head. And we always have. Went ahead. Nor trusting in the confidence that we have created without first counting the cost. We got to sit down and count, what's this going to cost me? And a lot of what we did, it cost us our entire life. It cost us our forgetting ourselves and knowing who we are. It cost us of our identity, our happiness, our peace, our love, our joy that the Creator had created for us to live in from the very beginning of our journey. When we started that journey from our mother's womb, we fell asleep in the conscious state of us, in the subconscious state of us, in the subconscious part of us, our ego, the dark night of the ego, and we just slept. And we slept. And we slept. And we did not even worry about counting the cost. We was too asleep, too ignorant. And we were too trusting in it, everything the ego told us and everything that the ego has programmed us and everything that the ego had programmed other people to teach us. We went along with it. And we did not count any calls. We did not count the distance. How long and how much would it take for us to make that journey from our heart to our head so we can reach our divine conscious state of being? We did not even count the cost. How much of a distance would it take for us to make this journey from our head to our heart? 18 inches. I'm going to tell you people, 18 inches. And it may seem like such a small number, but it's the longest distance of travel that mankind has ever taken. To gain the knowledge of his creator. And like I said in the video part 2, we start and we go back. We start and then we stop. We start and then we regress. We start and we fall asleep again. We start and then we become dumb and ignorant again. We start and we fall back behind the ego. We push the ego out in the front and say, you take the rest of the road, you know. I'm comfortable with whatever you teach me. And that made the journey so much longer and harder for us to reach our spiritual center, our all-knowing conscious self being illuminated so that light can come on. And I must answer that question, because there are so many questions. One question, you might ask why it took us so long. Why did we trust the ego so much? Why didn't we trust our divine creator? Why didn't we trust our gut intuition? We didn't know how to. We was never taught to. I knew that all these questions would come up now. And it's good, because we should be questioning everything. So I must answer that question with a question. What is the one thing that mankind fears the most? What is that one thing that mankind fears the most? Now I'm going to tell you. I would say that man fears the lack of knowledge, not knowing the answers to life's problems, not knowing the life of the power that within them. Man fears not knowing wisdom. Man fears that ability of not knowing. I'll tell you, not knowing himself, not knowing herself. Man fears that more than anything. Not knowing who they are, not knowing where they come from. Man fears all those things, and mostly man fears standing up and saying, I don't have the answers. I don't know the answers. I'm lost. I need help. Man fears all of that. But the first step on the path to wisdom is the ability to say, and I said this in part 2, I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers to the questions. We like to believe that we know many great things. And we definitely want other people to think that we are all knowing, that we have the answers to everything. We have all the answers. That makes us proud. And that's only the ego. That makes us like we have everybody looking at us because we want to get the kudos, like I said, the praise. It's not about us getting the praise. Okay. It's okay to admit, I don't know. I don't have the answer. It's okay. It's okay. For us to get it right, then we're going to have to allow ourselves to be breaking down to a small fraction of nothing so the Creator can build us a firm, sure foundation of the real, hold in nothing but the truth, so we can grow on a stronger and healthier foundation, so we can become our divine, conscious, and true self. We like to believe that we know it all, but it's okay to say I don't know. If we think that we know it all, then we are totally living in a delusional, unconscious state of mind and in that ego phase. And that's where the ego wants you to stay at. He likes it because he likes the control that it has over you. So we understand far fewer of the things in this life than we might like to admit. Look around. There's a lot to learn. And we are never going to learn it if we keep around here pretending. Like I said, faking it. Eventually, faking it will break you. And it's good to be broken. Broken out of that pride and broken out of that state thinking you being all-knowing. Because the answers is within you. And the Creator has everything already prepared. So when you are ready to grow into that knowledge and wisdom, it will be revealed to you at the perfect timing of the universe. At the perfect time that the Creator is ready for this knowledge to be revealed. So, knowing a thing and owning it, truly being invested in actions and outcomes are two different things. True wisdom is ultimately not in the knowing, but in following the blueprint of the originator, the divine source, the creator, the maker of our lives, who is our divine creator. So, that is why I say that the longest distance in the world is from your heart to your head. Even though it's 18 short distance, we make it so long because we live that fake, phony life of pretense. And we rather travel down every stupid road, every ignorant road, every dark path, every hurt, every pain, every abuse, every mistake, everything that everybody programmed us to believe, every lie that we were ever taught. We'd rather follow that path and go down that rabbit hole deeper and deeper and put on that mask and put blinders over our eyes and shut our ears and put a lock over our mouths and smile and say, I got all the answers, I know it all. We don't know nothing. Shut up. Shut up and listen to the universe. Listen to your divine conscious self. Shut the ego off. Shut it off. Let it know you don't control me. I live in that place and I no longer live there. I don't need you telling me who I am. I don't need you pointing me in any direction because of the universe, the source of my divine creator. It has the path for me to follow. I am on that path. I am not turning to my right. I'm not turning to my left. I'm definitely not looking backwards. I'm looking forward. I'm making my journey into the light. I'm leaving that dark state of my subconscious. The dark part of the ego, the pride part of the ego. I'm leaving it. I denounce it. It has no power and control over me. I'm leaving the lower part of me. I have to reach that heart. That's where life begins. That's where love is. That's where my peace is. That's where my joy is. That's the beginning of my knowledge and revelation because I'm moving out higher into my conscious self. Ooh. And I am so deep and far into this. I am so deep and far into this. But that is our longest journey. Ignorance. Pride. Because we want everybody to think that we're the smartest and we're the smartest of all all the world, we know nothing. You know nothing. I know nothing. So, taking what we know and turning it into a demonstrable action, something that will elicit change in our lives and in the lives of the people that are around us, people that we come connected with, people that we come in tune with. That's when true wisdom begins. That is true wisdom. However, we prefer to take the long, tiring route. Like I said, going through all those thorny bushes and building all those rabbit holes and going deeper and deeper and burying ourselves down into that rabbit hole of lies and taking other people along with us and keeping those other people buried in ignorance, stupidity, dumbness, ignorance, lack of knowledge, lack of power, lack of wisdom, lack of knowing their own true identity self, lack in knowing their divine creator, their divine source, lack in knowing they are pure conscious beings and they are not their ego, they are not their subconscious, they are their conscious self, they are their soul, they are their spiritual being, the light that's in that center of top of our head. That's the crown chakra. And we rather could keep taking that path and traveling those lies rather than admitting I don't know nothing. The quicker we admit I know nothing, the quicker that the divine source, it will bring your illumination through that third eye. It will come open. Your all-seeing eye will come open. Oh, they don't know it all. Here it is. And all that knowledge will begin to pour in you because now you're ready to make that journey to your final destination, your crown, your spiritual center, your heaven. Whew. The ability to transform knowledge into action is oftentimes quite the hurdle. And the delay of our future is held back and it's pushed back a whole lot further. Our arriving to our divine destination of who we are, our truly, fully divine awakening is pushed back. And we are taking a longer and a longer and a longer to get to the place and to our path that the Creator has created us to be, to the knowledge and the power and the wisdom of our divine conscious self. We're getting farther and farther away from knowing our divine self, our greater and better version. If we keep allowing the ego to step up and keep running the show, wow. We keep taking the Creator out of the equation. We keep denouncing the power that is within us. We keep ignoring the light when it comes on. We run back to the ego path because the darkness, it draws us away from the light. But the light is keep trying to bring us. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You are far greater than you were ever told. You are power. You are powerful. You are dynamic. You are so full of love. And it's in your heart, and you got to allow that love to flow out of your heart. The light bulb is at our top of our crown. It's our all-knowing. It's the enlightenment. And it's us arriving to our heaven bliss. But all of this will not happen and will not be exposed until we denounce and expel all that darkness of the ego, the dark night of the ego, that pride, that subconscious, that lower state. We got to move away from that root chakra, move ourselves away from that sacral chakra, move ourselves away from that solar plexus chakra. Finally, we rise into that heart But we got to keep allowing that kundalini keep pushing upward. Because we got to keep seeking. We got to keep crying out for help. We got to keep pulling and pulling upward. We got to keep kicking that ego down and stepping on it. And we got to keep reaching when our soul conscious seek us fighting. It will come and lift us up out of there. It will take us out of that dark night of the soul. And that will open up our love center, our hearts. Woo, we're on our way now to come in our pure conscious self with love, light, and bliss and peace. And you know what? I got to stop here. The light bulb of all knowing, the enlightenment. Now you're arriving at your heaven bliss. And all that will not come until we expel all the darkness and the pride of our ego, self-conscious self. And until we have reached that higher state of our consciousness, our true connection is made with our divine source, our creator, until we reach the highest point of our conscious being, our crown chakra, we'll stay ignorant. So that's why we have to take that journey. And it starts with your heart to your crown chakra. And the Creator desires for us to know what He has already placed in our hearts and its supreme value. Everything that the Creator does for His creation is thought about beforehand and is etched already in our hearts. It's already been laid out in our hearts. It's already been laid out when He created us. It's already been laid out in the plan of our purpose. So, I call that the wisdom of the Creator, and that's the wisdom that only can come from the divine universe and from the heart of Mother Nature. That's why you got to get out there and connect yourself, your heart, to the universe, to the divine earth. So, let's take our hands again and measure the distance from our heart to our head. From our heart to our head. And you saw I measure it with the measuring tape. And that's how close we are to our universe. We just keep that straight path without detouring, going all around in other paths that we don't need to be at. And I got to stop here. I have to stop here because it's getting too long. But it is a perfect journey if we just follow the guidance of our Creator and let our conscience be our guide. So on that further note, I have to stop. I love you guys, and every time I get into this message, it's just like more revelations reveal. My gut intuition begin to open up more things and things I don't have on this paper, and I'm trying to get through this series. But every time I start another part, which is part 3, He keep bringing more things that I don't have on the paper. It wasn't a part of my notes today. So I'm thankful because this is revelation knowledge, and I know that I'm on the right path, and I know that the divine source and divine Creator is revealing more knowledge, and I know that I'm on the right path, and I know that I'm in the place that I need to be, and I'm speaking at the point that I need to be speaking, and I'm telling you the things that I know you need to hear, because the Creator is doing a work right now, and that's why He's drawing other things that I don't even have on the paper. But I'm gonna stop here, and it's gonna take another route when I start into part 4, and I had to pick up. So on that note, I really truly thank you so much. Go back to part 1, part 2, and then you can pick up from there, and then you can start out with part 3, which I did today. Thank you for stopping by. This is Destiny Forever, Destiny. You can view these videos on my YouTube page, Destiny Forever Walks, as well as my Facebook page, Destiny Forever. Comment if you would like. Just tell me what you think. Share your journeys. Share your truths. Share your heart. And I gotta stop. I love you guys. I'm out of here. This is a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for visiting me today. Thank you. This is the 18-inch journey from your heart to your head, part 3. I'm out of here. I love you. Namaste. Thank you.